Right now, shelves across America are being cleared out by people who know something you don't. Here's why it matters. 23 million Americans are quietly stockpiling items that could vanish. After weeks of digging into market trends, survival data, and expert insights, I've uncovered the 13 must-have supplies preppers are rushing to buy, and some of these will blow your mind. From supply chain warnings to economic red flags, the signs are clear. Don't wait. Hit subscribe and stick around to find out what's really happening and why these items are disappearing fast. Stockpiling freeze-dried and long-term food supplies. When it comes to prepping, food security is always at the top of the list, and for good reason. Freeze-dried and long-term food storage options have become the cornerstone of every serious prepper's stockpile. But this isn't just about grabbing a few extra cans of soup or some instant noodles. Preppers are investing billions, yes, billions into food supplies that can last decades. In fact, in just 1 year, $11 billion was spent on food and survival supplies, with freeze-dried meals leading the charge. These aren't your typical bland emergency rations either. We're talking about gourmet quality meals like freeze-dried lasagna, chicken teriyaki with real vegetables, and hearty stews that taste like they came from a 5-star kitchen. The best part, these meals can sit on your shelf for 25 years or more without spoiling. That's right, decades of food security in a single bucket. Retailers like Amazon, Costco, and Walmart are struggling to keep up with the demand. In 1 month alone, Amazon sold over 3,000 emergency food kits. That's 3,000 families who decided they needed a backup plan in just shelves are being cleared out as soon as they're restocked. And it's not just panic buying, it's strategic preparation. Preppers know that during a food shortage, whether caused by climate disasters, supply chain breakdowns, or economic instability, having a year's worth of meals stored away isn't just smart, it's survival. What makes freeze-dried food so appealing? For starters, it's incredibly lightweight compared to traditional canned goods, making it easy to store and transport. It's also packed with nutrients that remain preserved for decades. All you need is hot water and you've got a meal ready in minutes. Plus, these buckets are space efficient. You can store months' worth of food in a small closet without turning your home into a warehouse. If you're new to prepping, here's a pro tip. Don't try to buy everything at once. Building a stockpile gradually is the key to staying within budget. 1 or 2 buckets to your cart every time you shop, and before you know it, you'll have a robust food supply without breaking the bank. In a world where food security is becoming increasingly uncertain, investing in long-term food storage is one of the smartest moves you can make. 2. Water filtration systems, the lifeline of survival. If there's one thing preppers agree on, it's this: water is life. While you can survive weeks without food, you can only last 3 days without water. That's why water filtration systems are flying off the shelves faster than almost any other survival item. In 2025, the demand for these systems skyrocketed, with products like the Big Berkey gravity-fed filter becoming a household name in the prepping community. But it's not just the Berkey that's in high demand. Portable options like LifeStraw personal filters, Sawyer mini filters, and AquaBrick purification systems are also selling out. These aren't luxury items, they're necessity. Why? Because clean water is no longer guaranteed, even in developed countries like the United States. Municipal water supplies are increasingly contaminated, and natural disasters are cutting off access to clean water for weeks at a time. Preppers understand the importance of having a reliable water source. High-quality filters can remove 99% of bacteria, viruses, and protozoa, making even the murkiest water safe to drink. Some systems can process up to 4,700 gallons of water with a single filter cartridge. That's years of clean drinking water from lakes, streams, or even questionable tap water. Imagine this scenario. A hurricane knocks out power and water in your area for 3 weeks. While your neighbors are scrambling to find bottled water at empty stores, you're calmly filling up your filter bottle at a nearby creek. You're not panicking because you invested in a quality filtration system months ago. Water filtration systems are more than just survival tools. They're peace of mind. Whether it's a $20 portable filter or a $300 gravity-fed system, securing your water source now is a decision you won't regret when the faucets run dry. 3. Solar generators and backup power solution. When the lights go out, panic sets in. That's a universal truth, and it's why solar generators and backup power systems are becoming must-have items for preppers. In 2025, sales of solar generators surged, with brands like EcoFlow, Jackery, and Bluetti struggling to keep up with demand. Some models are even back-ordered for weeks, and waiting lists are becoming the norm. Why the sudden interest? Because power grid failures are no longer a distant possibility. They're happening now. Rolling blackouts, cyber attacks on infrastructure, and natural disasters are exposing the fragility of the grid. In 2025 alone, millions of Americans experienced widespread power outages, and the trend shows no signs of slowing down. Solar generators are a game changer for anyone looking to stay prepared. These systems come in various sizes, from compact units that can charge your phone and laptop to massive setups capable of powering an entire home for days. Some models are even EMP hardened, meaning they can survive electromagnetic pulse events that would fry most electronic devices. Picture this: the power goes out in your neighborhood, but your refrigerator keeps running, your medical devices stay charged, and your communication tools remain online. All of this is possible because you invested in a solar generator. While your neighbors are scrambling to find candles and batteries, you're sitting comfortably with a fully powered home. Yes, these systems can be pricey, ranging from $1,000 to $3,000, but the benefits far outweigh the cost. Losing all your frozen food, spoiling medication, or being unable to communicate during a blackout can be far more expensive and dangerous. Smart preppers are charging up now, not waiting for the next crisis to hit. 4. Heirloom seeds. The key to food independence. When it comes to long-term survival, few things are as valuable as heirloom seeds. These aren't just any seeds, they're the lifeblood of sustainable food production. Unlike hybrid or GMO seeds, which are designed to be used once, heirloom seeds can be harvested and replanted year after year. This makes them an infinite food source, and preppers are taking notice. Over the last century, 93% of heirloom seed varieties have disappeared, replaced by genetically modified options that prioritize profit over sustainability. Big seed corporations have created a system where farmers and gardeners are forced to buy new seeds every season. But heirloom seeds break that cycle. They're the same seeds your great-grandparents used, capable of producing nutritious, flavorful crops that can sustain a family for generations. Preppers are stockpiling seed vaults containing 30-40 different varieties, from tomatoes and beans to squash and leafy greens. These kits can last up to 10 years in proper storage, providing food security for decades. During a crisis, while others are fighting over the last can of beans at the grocery store, you could be harvesting fresh vegetables from your backyard. The beauty of heirloom seeds is their simplicity. A single tomato plant can yield 20 pounds of fruit in a season, and potatoes have been a staple food that saved entire populations from famine. By investing in a $30 seed kit, you're not just preparing for emergencies, you're gaining independence from a fragile food system. Food independence is about more than survival. It's about freedom. With heirloom seeds, you're not just stockpiling supplies, you're creating a sustainable future for yourself and your family. In a world where food security is increasingly uncertain, heirloom seeds are a small investment with a massive payoff. 5. Medical supplies, the life-saving essentials preppers are grabbing now. When disaster strikes, the reality is harsh and unforgiving. Hospitals become overwhelmed within hours, ambulances can't reach everyone, and emergency rooms start turning people away. In these moments, your level of medical preparedness could mean the difference between life and death for someone you love. That's why preppers are prioritizing medical supplies and first aid kits like never before. But these aren't your average first aid kits with a handful of band-aids and antiseptic wipe. Preppers are investing in comprehensive medical kits with 300 pieces or more, designed to handle serious emergencies. These kits include trauma supplies like tourniquets, which can stop life-threatening bleeding, and Israeli bandages trusted by military medics for their effectiveness. Chest seals for penetrating wounds and suture kits for closing deep cuts are also becoming must-haves in the prepping community. Essentially, these kits bring hospital-level care into your home. Another item flying off the shelves is N95. Post-pandemic, people have learned not to take respiratory protection for granted. Preppers aren't just buying 1 or 2 masks, they're stocking up on entire boxes of NIOSH-certified N95 respirators, with quantities of 50 or even 100. Because airborne threats like pathogens, wildfire smoke, and industrial accidents don't come with a warning, having a reliable supply of masks is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. Beyond masks, antibiotics are becoming a hot commodity. Smart preppers are consulting telemedicine doctors to secure prescriptions for emergency antibiotics like amoxicillin, azithromycin, and ciprofloxacin. These medications can treat bacterial infections when hospitals are inaccessible or overwhelmed, potentially saving lives in critical situations. Don't overlook the basics either. Antiseptic wipes, sterile gauze pads, medical tape, pain relievers, and antihistamines are all essential. Specialized tools like trauma shears and hemostatic gauze, which stops bleeding quickly, are also gaining popularity. Here's a pro tip. Many of these items are FSA and HSA eligible, meaning you can use pre-tax dollars to build your medical stockpile. It's a smart financial move and an even smarter survival strategy. 6. Canned proteins, the powerhouse of survival nutrition. When it comes to survival, protein is non-negotiable. Your body needs it to maintain muscle, support your immune system, and provide sustained energy. That's why canned proteins are flying off the shelves faster than any other food category right now. Preppers are clearing out aisles of tuna, salmon, chicken, sardines, and then Spam at stores like Costco and Walmart. Why the sudden rush? The answer lies in the volatile food market. Grain prices jumped 22% in 2025, and meat prices have become wildly unpredictable. One month, chicken is affordable. The next, it's doubled in price. Climate disasters like droughts and floods are disrupting food production, while geopolitical tensions are wreaking havoc on supply chains. In this uncertain environment, canned proteins offer a reliable and long-lasting solution. Canned proteins are incredibly versatile and have impressive shelf lives, often lasting 3 to 5 years or more. A single can of tuna, for example, provides 40 grams of protein, more than half your daily requirement. Canned chicken can be added to pasta, rice, soups, or eaten straight from the can. Sardines, packed with omega-3 fatty acids, are a nutritional powerhouse. They're also one of the most affordable protein sources available. Even Spam, often mocked, is calorie-dense, versatile, and practically indestructible. Experienced preppers know the value of gradual stockpiling. Every grocery trip, they grab a few extra cans for their prep closet. Over time, this strategy builds a robust protein reserve without breaking the bank or drawing attention. In a crisis, having a reliable source of protein could be the difference between thriving and merely surviving. 7. Rice and beans, the foundation of every prepper's pantry. If there's one food combination that defines prepping, it's rice and beans. These two staples are the foundation of any serious prepper's food storage plan, and for good reason. Together, they form a complete protein, providing all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to survive. Individually, they're incredibly affordable, with costs measured in pennies per serving. Preppers are buying 50-pound bags of rice and storing them in sealed mylar bags with oxygen absorbers to prevent spoilage. Dried beans, including black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, and lentils, are getting the same treatment. When stored properly, these foods can last up to 30. That's not a typo. 30 years of food security for the cost of a few bags at your local warehouse store. Quinoa is also gaining popularity among preppers. Unlike rice and beans, quinoa is a complete protein on its own. It cooks quickly, is gluten-free, and offers nutrients that other staples lack. However, nothing beats the affordability and proven reliability of rice and beans. These foods have sustained populations through wars, famines, and economic collapses for thousands of years. The strategy is simple. Every grocery trip, buy 1 extra bag of rice or beans. Over time, this small investment adds up to a significant stockpile. Within 6 months, you could have enough staples to feed your family during extended food shortages. Within a year, you'll have serious food security. Rice and beans are more than just survival food. They're an insurance policy against an uncertain future. 8. Personal protective equipment, the gear you can't afford to ignore. The COVID-19 pandemic taught us a hard lesson. When everyone scrambles for personal protective equipment, PPE, at the same time, shelves empty in hours. N95 masks, nitrile gloves, face shields, and disposable gowns became priceless commodities almost overnight. Preppers are determined not to be caught off guard again, which is why they're stocking up on PPE now while it's still affordable and available. N95 respirators are a top priority. These masks filter out 95% of airborne particles, including viruses, bacteria, wildfire smoke, and industrial pollutants. During California's wildfire seasons or hazardous air quality events, having proper respiratory protection isn't optional, it's essential. A box of 50 N95 masks costs about $40 right now, but during a crisis, they could become unavailable at any price. Nitrile gloves are another must-have. They're essential for handling contaminated materials, treating injuries, and maintaining hygiene when clean water is scarce. Face shields and disposable gowns provide additional layers of protection, especially in situations involving airborne droplets or hazardous materials. The beauty of PPE is its affordability. For a relatively small investment, you can secure a supply of gear that could be invaluable during a crisis. Preppers know that the time to stock up is now, not when panic buying sets in. By preparing ahead of time, they're ensuring their safety and peace of mind in an increasingly unpredictable world. 9. Ammunition and self-defense. Preparing for the unpredictable. This topic often stirs up debate, but let's set politics aside and focus on the reality of what's happening. During times of uncertainty like the 2020 lockdowns, ammunition sales skyrocketed by 40%. That's not a minor uptick, it's a massive surge. Why? Because when people feel unsure about law enforcement response times or the stability of their communities, they instinctively turn to self-defense. It's not about looking for trouble, it's about being prepared for the worst. Preppers aren't stockpiling ammunition out of paranoia. They're doing it because history has shown that desperate times can lead to desperate action. When systems fail, grocery stores are empty, and law enforcement is stretched thin, protecting your family and property becomes your responsibility. Common calibers like 9mm handgun round, 2023 rifle ammunition, and 12-gauge shotgun shells are in high demand, and shelves in gun stores are often bare. Prices fluctuate wildly, and what's affordable today could be out of reach tomorrow. But self-defense isn't just about firearms, it's about being prepared in multiple ways. Pepper spray is a non-lethal option that can stop an attacker in their tracks. Tactical flashlights can disorient threats while also helping you navigate in the dark. Reinforced doors, window locks, and home security systems are all critical layers of protection. If you're considering firearms, proper training is non-negotiable. Owning a weapon without knowing how to use it safely is a recipe for disaster. Take certified classes, practice regularly, and understand your local laws. Self-defense is about responsibility, not recklessness. In uncertain times, being prepared to protect yourself and your loved ones is a decision you'll never regret. 10. Portable water containers. The overlooked essential. When people think about water preparedness, they often focus on filtration systems. But here's the thing. Filters are useless if you don't have containers to store the water you're filtering. This is a critical oversight that many new preppers make. You need a reliable way to store water, and preppers recommend having 20 to 30 gallons per person per month. For a family of 4, that's 80 to 120 gallons every single month. The options for water storage vary depending on your needs and space. For home storage, 55-gallon drums are a popular choice. They're sturdy, hold a massive amount of water, and can be stored in a garage or basement. Stackable aqua bricks are another great option. Each brick holds 3 gallons and can fit in closets or under beds, making them ideal for smaller spaces. For those planning to evacuate during a crisis, portable water bladders are a lifesaver. These collapsible containers are lightweight and easy to transport. Quality matters when it comes to water storage. Always choose BPA-free, food-grade containers to avoid chemical leaching. Many preppers also use water preservation tablets to extend the shelf life of their stored water and prevent bacterial growth. Why is this so important? Because municipal water supplies can be compromised in an instant. Natural disasters, infrastructure failures, and contamination events happen more often than you might think. When the taps run dry, having a stockpile of clean water means you're not scrambling with the rest of the crowd at the grocery store. Water is life, and having the means to store it is one of the smartest investments you can make. 11. Coffee and comfort foods. The unsung heroes of prepping. This might surprise you, but coffee has made its way onto the list of must-have prepper items. Why? Because 96% of the coffee consumed in the United States is imported. When tariffs were announced in 2025, coffee prices spiked and preppers took notice. For many, coffee isn't just a beverage, it's a daily ritual, a source of comfort and a morale booster. But it's not just coffee that's flying off the shelves. Comfort foods like granola bars, dried fruit, tea, chocolate, honey, and instant cocoa are being stockpiled in massive quantities. These items might seem trivial, but they play a crucial role in maintaining mental health during crises. When everything else feels chaotic, having familiar comforts can help reduce stress and keep morale high. Honey henbis special mention. It's a prepper's dream because it never spoils. Archaeologists have even found 3,000-year-old honey in Egyptian tombs that's still perfectly edible. Beyond its long shelf life, honey is also a natural antimicrobial, making it useful for wound care and soothing sore throat. The key to stockpiling comfort foods is to focus on items you actually enjoy. Prepping doesn't mean sacrificing quality of life. It means being smart enough to maintain it when others can't. A cup of hot coffee or a piece of chocolate might seem small, but in a crisis, Those little comforts can make a world of difference. 12. Emergency communication devices. Staying connected when it matters most. When the grid goes down, your smartphone becomes little more than an expensive paperweight. Cell towers, internet connections, and landlines all fail during major disasters, leaving most people completely cut off. That's why preppers are investing heavily in alternative communication devices like two-way radios, ham radios, satellite communicators, and emergency crank-powered weather radio. Ham radios are a favorite among preppers because they allow for long-range communication without relying on infrastructure. With the right setup, you can coordinate with family members across the state, receive real-time weather updates, and stay informed while others are left in the dark. Satellite communicators like Garmin, inReach, or Spot devices are another excellent option. These devices work anywhere on Earth, from remote mountains to open oceans, and can even send SOS signals in emergencies. For short-range communication, two-way radios are invaluable. They're perfect for coordinating with family members during an evacuation or emergency. Imagine being separated from your loved ones and having no way to communicate. Two-way radios solve that problem. Emergency crank radios are another must-have. These devices let you receive weather alerts and news broadcasts without needing batteries or electricity. Just crank the handle to generate power. In a crisis, information is power. Being able to communicate and stay informed can mean the difference between safety and danger. Don't overlook this critical category of preparedness. 13. Fuel storage and stabilizers. Powering through the crisis. Fuel is the lifeblood of mobility and resilience during a crisis, whether it's gasoline, diesel, or propane. Having a stockpile of fuel ensures you're not at the mercy of empty gas stations or skyrocketing prices. But here's the catch. Fuel doesn't last forever. Gasoline, for example, starts to degrade within 3 to 6 months unless you use a fuel stabilizer. Products like Stable or Pri-G can extend the shelf life of gasoline to 2 years or more, making them essential for long-term storage. Propane is another excellent option because it doesn't degrade over time. A single 20-pound propane tank can power a camping stove for weeks, providing hot meals when electricity is unavailable. Propane can also be used for heating, which is critical during winter emergencies. Safe storage is crucial when it comes to fuel. Always use approved containers designed specifically for fuel storage and keep them away from ignition sources. Rotate your stock regularly to ensure it stays fresh, and follow local regulations on storage limits for safety reasons. Fuel storage isn't just about keeping your generator running. It's about ensuring your vehicle can move when you need to evacuate, keeping your family warm during a power outage, and maintaining a sense of normalcy when everything else is falling apart. In a world where supply chains are increasingly fragile, having a reliable fuel reserve is a game changer.